friends, we continue to monitor the events on the front lines of Ukraine and Russia as well as in news. As of today, we see that the armed forces of Ukraine are continuing their attempts to advance in southern Ukraine to split the Russian grouping into two parts. But before we begin, please like, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to stay updated on all the latest news. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the armed forces of Ukraine are conducting attacks in the Robotyne area. Several units are moving forward, but according to preliminary information, a large number of equipment and modern tanks are not being used for the breakthrough. Therefore, this is the preparation of a foothold for further advancement. In turn, the Russians continue shelling to stop the advancing units of the armed forces of Ukraine. According to the commander of the Joint Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Ukraine will strengthen the northern border in connection with the recent events around the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. This refers to both personnel and military equipment. Anti-tank barriers are also being constructed, minefields are being laid, and the entire defense line is being reinforced. In the Vuhledar direction, the armed forces of Ukraine have also resumed the assault on Russian positions. They are attempting to break through with a large force. The results of the battle are currently unknown, and we await changes on the front line or official confirmations of advancements. The Russians actively tried to shell the entire front line using artillery and aviation. In the Avdiivka direction, the situation is also difficult but under control. The Russians are trying to break through to Avdiivka using equipment and shelling the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. However, this doesn't give them an advantage, and the front line remains unchanged. Further south in Marinka, despite unsuccessful offensive actions throughout the year, the Russians continue to deploy live forces and equipment for daily offensive actions. Yet this doesn't lead to success, and the front line remains unchanged. In the city of Pervomaisk, around 1:30, an explosion occurred. According to preliminary information, it was caused by a shell. As a result, several cars in the parking lot caught fire. The Russian strike was carried out with an Iskander missile. Currently, 31 people are reported injured, including 9 children. The condition of a 10-month-old boy who was taken to intensive care has already been stabilized. Other children have received minor shrapnel injuries, bruises, and scratches. Medical assistance is provided to everyone. 9 resident buildings have been damaged. The windows in high-rise buildings have been shattered, so we will promptly provide OSB boards for urgent repairs. In the Bakhmut direction, the armed forces of Ukraine report that the situation is very difficult, but they are slowly making progress even in such circumstances. Unfortunately, the location of the advancement is not reported yet. Official statements from the General Staff need to be awaited. In turn, Russia is conducting offensive actions on Bogdanivka, Orikhovo-Vasilievka and Minkivka. The armed forces of Ukraine are engaged in counter-battles and halting the Russian pressure. Hanna Maller commented on the situation in the Bakhmut area, stating that the situation is changing rapidly. Control over the same positions can change twice a day, being lost and regained. In the Siversk direction, the situation has stabilized. The Russians show actively only in shelling. No offensive actions are observed. In the Kremina area, after the failed Russian offensive, they are only conducting shelling and mobilizing new reserves for future attacks. Unfortunately, the Ukrainian armed forces haven't conducted any offensive actions here yet, and the situation remains unchanged. Cherevati also reported that the Russians have gathered approximately 180,000 soldiers only on the Donetsk and Lugansk directions. In the Dvorichna and Svatovo areas, the Russians continue periodic shelling, but no offensive actions are taking place and the front line remains unchanged. An interesting fact is that British intelligence has reported on Russia's tactics that are slowing down Ukraine's counteroffensive. According to the agency, as part of their tactics, Russia is actively using anti-tank mines. In some areas, the density of minefields indicates that the Russian occupying forces have deployed far more mines than specified in Russia's military doctrine. Slowing down Ukraine's advance, Russia has attempted to target Ukrainian armored vehicles using drones, attack helicopters, and artillery, as reported by the intelligence. However, Ukraine is not standing still. While Russia may have slowed down the counteroffensive, they haven't stopped it. We all know who will ultimately emerge victorious. In the Kherson direction, the occupiers continue to claim that they have destroyed all Ukrainian units, a significant amount of equipment, and so on. However, the Ukrainian armed forces, which were present in the area near Antonivsky Bridge on the left bank, remain in position. The situation hasn't changed. Russia is trying to drive Ukrainian units out of the left bank, but the Ukrainian armed forces are holding their positions with fire support from the right bank. However, to provide cover, a large amount of ammunition is needed, which is why many countries are starting to consider creating more accessible means of mass destruction. The Kherson Regional Prosecutor's Office also announced that the Russians shelled the city in the moment. It is reported that 2 local residents were killed. There are also reports today of attempted drone attack on the Moscow region. The Russian Ministry of Defense claims that Ukraine allegedly attacked the Moscow region with 5 drones, but they allegedly shot them all down. One of the drones reportedly crashed into a garage in the village of Krivosheino in Novomoskovsk. A significant fire broke out as a result, but there is no information about any casualties. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!